It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. We got some more from the boy with Uke. I like this man. He makes some really, really catchy, just dope music all around. It's been a minute since we did a reaction to him. I happen to see that he dropped this. It's called Can You Feel It? So, you know we got to dive in. Let's see what this man's cooking with.
But I can't find my way around. I owe it to myself, I got a lot to figure out. Got a knot in my belly, are you sure it's supposed to help me? It's been long enough to feel it, can you feel it? Or am I supposed to feel it now?
I like what he said right off the bat. I owe it to myself. I got a lot of things to figure out. And I feel like everybody can look at life that way. Like, we all are gonna go through some struggles. We all are gonna have some issues, some obstacles. We all are gonna make mistakes. It's just inevitable. We're humans. None of us are perfect. We like to believe that we can be, but it's never gonna be that way. But it's always something you should strive towards, right? But you do owe it to yourself to figure out some of the shit in your life because it's only going to better your life. There's some people that really get set in their ways. And it's not even just oh, I'm older. This is just who I'm always gonna be. Like sometimes it happens at a young age. Like people just get set in ways that it just doesn't benefit them at all. And instead of trying really hard to change, as hard as it might be, people just allow themselves to just ruminate. It's probably the best word I can think of in that kind of a situation. Whether you see somebody that sticks around with alcohol and they know that it's not benefiting them and it's led their life down a horrible path and their life could probably be so much better. But instead of trying their best to get away from that and to actually add some positives to their life, they don't. They give in and they don't do anything about it. And it's like, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. Forget all the people around you. As much as it's going to benefit those people, your family potentially, relationships, friendships, all that kind of stuff, you owe it to you first and foremost to figure that shit out. So always work towards it. It's not easy. And you may fail and fall on your face a whole bunch of times, but you know what? That trying at the very least is owed to yourself. It's a benefit in itself. So I totally agree with that.
Open blinds, but I can't find my way around. I owe it to myself, I got a lot to figure out. Got a knot in my belly, are you sure it's supposed to help me? It's been long enough to feel it, can you feel it? Or am I supposed to feel it now? Tell me what you're thinking, I don't wanna have to shout. Feel the heavy breathing on my chest and in my mouth. Two hands around my heart, I don't wanna see myself burning bridges when I'm down. Watch my shit falling, wondering how to spend my million hours while you call it. Go back to my bedroom with no colors in my apartment. Got no AC in my room, shout out Berlin and Rimbaud. You know what these hands do, aren't I supposed to feel it now? Tell me what you're thinking, I don't wanna have to shout. Feel the heavy breathing on my chest and in my mouth. Two hands around my heart, I don't wanna see myself burning bridges when I'm down. Watch my shit falling through the corridors. You still that walking far, so
I like how he said, I don't want to see myself burning bridges when I'm down, because that is what happens, right? Like sometimes you get in this certain space in life and you're so willing to burn bridges because you don't really think of the long-term consequences. You don't really think of what may come from it. Now, there's some bridges that burning is okay, but there's a lot of times where you burn the bridges that you really should not burn. And it's a lot of times people that are really actually there for you, that are actually in your corner. And it's just, there's no going back from that a lot of times. And even if you do rekindle that relationship, it's never going to be as strong as it was in the beginning.
my mouth, two hands around my heart. I don't wanna see myself burning bridges when I'm down. Watch my shit falling through the corridors. You still that walking far. Sorry, I'm not sorry for what I excuse myself for boring. Nothing up my chest, my lips hardly could even tell a story. Use me at my best, my next project might be the one that shoots me. And the stars in the sky of my bedroom, flashing words on the walls in my head. I'm alive, but I can't live without you. Can't live without you. And the thoughts in my head run in circles, and the sheets on my bed turn purple. I'm alone, but I know that I want to. Nothing to hold you back. thoughts has become a part of me. If I'm alive at 24, my life is that dichotomy. I don't know what I wanna be, nobody better bother me. Self-deprived and suicidal, thinking about a lot of things. I know what's in my mind, but sometimes it's just kinda hard to see.
That's yeah. So he said a few bars back. I was letting him cook for a little bit. We're gonna go back so we can hear it all again. But he said, "I want to go to sleep, but I can't." Basically, like he can't put his thoughts aside, right? Like it's become a part of him. And there are some people that have a really tough time, right? Which is why some people watch TV at night. Some people do it just because it's just a habit, right? But some people do it because they need that distraction, so they don't just sit there in their head and just go through all of their thoughts. Personally, I mean, I like to watch stuff on TV. I go back and forth between just going to sleep in the dark and going to sleep watching some stuff. But I used to like quite a bit to lay down and just kind of decompress and process my thoughts and everything that was going on in my head. To me, that was a benefit. But a lot of people look at it as a different, experience. And it just depends for each person. But there are times where like I would just want a distraction because there's so much going on in life, the stresses, the worries, and all that kind of stuff. And it becomes very overwhelming. But then there's other times where I feel like, going through some of these thoughts is good for me because it allows me to look at different places where maybe I can change in my life, or I can adapt and do some things a little bit differently and try to push myself and evolve in certain ways and plan out my days and my week. And it's nice to kind of have that process happen at night. So it just depends. For some people, some people it's back and forth, some people it's just always a negative thing. And it's just, I feel like I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like it's a benefit to try to find a way to get a control of those thoughts. It's almost like when people say they have butterflies in their stomach, and there's that saying of getting them to fly in formation, right? Like you're going to get butterflies before you do certain things in life. But to get them to fly in formation and try to utilize that energy that you get, that nervous energy, that fear energy, and utilize it in a way that pushes you forward, it's a huge benefit. It's not easy to do, but it is possible.
I just wanna go to sleep, but I don't know how to keep separated from my thoughts. It's become a part of me. If I'm alive at 24, my life is that dichotomy. I don't know what I wanna be, nobody better bother me. Self-deprived and suicidal, thinking about a lot of things. I know what's in my mind, but sometimes it's just kinda hard to see. Nobody really gives a fuck. It took a bit of time for me to realize I don't wanna be. I really don't wanna be.
This was dope. I enjoyed this. I like this a lot. This man talks about some really real topics, and I'm happy for him that he finally took the mask off. I assume that that's something that he's been wanting to do, and just had to find a way to get out there with it. But at the same time, I can understand why he was keeping it on for quite a while, because especially as you're getting very popular and stuff, it changes your life, right? Like you go out places, people are going to see you that know of your music, and they might approach you and talk to you and stuff. And sometimes you just want that normal day-to-day life where you don't have to really worry about that, but you can also enjoy the success of your hard work. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a balancing act. But shout out to Boy with Uke. Let me know what you guys thought about this down below. I think this one was amazing. I really related a lot with this in different ways. So curious to see what you guys think. I'll catch you in the next one, homies.